Oh no, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
Oh God. So
We start all over again.
yeah, the whole of the first few minutes are done and dusted.
Yeah, welcome to the show.
Yeah, let's do it again. Welcome to Knowing Who You Are Sunday live stream. I had given this lady the charge.
I had one task, and that is to press 2 buttons at the same time. I'm sorry.
It's all right. Thank you, Shifat. So welcome to Knowing Who You Are. Welcome to Knowing Who You Are Sunday live stream. So we have talked about a lot of things, but I'm very happy that during the time we only had a few viewers. Now we have quite a few viewers now who are joining.
Yeah.
So Saira and Shifat, welcome to the show again. And thank you, Shifat. So we are talking about the things that we have achieved so far through the show, especially people who are supporting the show and also people who are getting inspired by the show. Especially I have to mention both you, Shifat, and Saira as well, because we had seen how Esther's journal sharing helped Jannah, Saira's daughter, and she had started writing. And I was talking about how journaling helps me and helps her. So everything I have to repeat myself now. Because I said...
But that's okay, because Shifat and Saira are here now, so
Yeah.
it's worth repeating.
Yeah. So you didn't miss out anything, trust me, apart from the guitar music. So the journal,
God.
It helps me, especially for everyone. It makes your thoughts lucid. It makes you get your thoughts clearer. Anytime I feel like I cannot find what's bothering me, anything that's making me feel a bit stressed, I write it down and I try to find the source. That's how it helps me. So I have my own style of journaling, how I do it. I literally don't write about what happened. Like I would write the outline of the situation. So what the whole day or what was the highlight of the day, what it made me feel like and how I got out of that, or what I learned from it and how I would like to make use of that. And now what's the takeaway? So that's how I use my journal.
Yeah.
How about you?
Well, I use mine mostly to write things that I would like to happen, or decisions that I've made for the future. They're rather than they'll capture a highlight of the day, like something positive, but it will mostly talk about this is what I set out to do, this is what I envision, or this is what I would like to remember. You know, even if I see like a nice set of lyrics or a poetry or something, I'll copy it just so I have it in my journal. And sometimes I'll just do it because I love writing with fountain pens and I love, the practice of writing itself. So yeah. But you're very prolific. Like everything you write, even if it's just a note to me to say you've gone out shopping, it's almost like poetry. So
Thank you. No, I try. I mean, this
does.
is writing and reading especially. That's what I was mentioning when we were muted. That
sorry.
it was my fault as well, because I should have checked,
Oh,
because I
God.
can see that if my voice is not working, so
Right.
I take the blame too. So anyway, the notebooks, anywhere I go, be it Paper Chase, W.H. Smith or Waterstones, anywhere I see lovely notebooks, I feel like, because the idea of writing, I just want to write. I don't know. Sometimes even if it's gibberish,
Yeah.
I used to do it, and sometimes I just write the same word over and over and over again. It's silly.
Yeah, I've done that too.
Yeah, so it's that's the interesting thing. So what I was mentioning, apart from journaling, there's another thing we all remember probably 2 episodes back. It was Shumon Shanto, who was sharing with us his struggle to get physically active, and
Yeah.
he wanted to work out, but he doesn't have the time. So I was trying to explain, and we both were trying to explain that we have 24 hours, and even if you work for 12 hours, then you have 12 more hours left. You sleep for 8 hours, 4 more hours left, so you can get out 20 minutes out of that 4 hours and just do something. And we asked him to get out of his bed early in the morning.
Well,
just-
he originated. That's what he
Yeah.
wanted to do. Like we asked him, what are you going to do for yourself? Like, what
Yeah.
would you like to do? And then he said, well, I would really like to get up early and do that. And so,
Okay.
so we said, like, come
No.
on, let's do it. Was it you? You
Yeah,
suggested
because
it?
he
Oh,
said
okay.
his shift is always around 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock or something.
Oh, that's
when
right.
I
That's
said,
right. Yeah,
how
yeah,
about
yeah,
getting
yeah,
up
yeah. No,
early
you're right.
in the morning
Yeah.
and take a picture of the sunrise, get out
Yeah,
of your
that's
duvet
right.
and get back. Just 5 minutes, take a walk.
That's right.
But what he did, he sent us a picture.
I know, it was
last
great.
week. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also he went out for swimming with his son.
Yeah.
So for people who are watching also, I think this is a good time for everyone to see the studio number. So you can give us a call If you like, let me see where we have the studio phone number. Yeah. Okay, so
Right.
so you can call us if you like. That's the number. You can call directly if you're in England. That's the number. You have to dial 07308192908, and if you're using WhatsApp, that's 0044730819290. So we can. What?
No, it's right. You're going really fast.
Okay, yeah.
Well,
It's just, with numbers. It's a
no, you're
practice.
fast. You're good.
So Shifat, okay, yeah, that's Shifat's message. And Simon is there from Dhaka.
Hi, Simon.
Hello,
Welcome back to the show.
Welcome back. Welcome back. We had spoken to Simon as well.
Yeah.
It was related to the situation that how he dealt with the pressures of COVID and what caused him the stress that
And being away from his family as
being
well,
away
yeah.
from your family.
Yeah, yeah.
And how at some point he learned just to acclimatize himself and got used to it that, okay, I'm okay without calling my parents or my family members on and off.
Oh, he wants to call again.
Yeah.
All right, let's
Why
bring it
not?
on. Bring it on.
Bring it on.
Go ahead, Simon.
Yeah. Simon, I don't know. Because it's Symun. He can correct us.
Yes.
Whether
Tell
we
us
should call him
exactly.
Simon. I don't
Simon?
think it's Simon, right?
Simon?
Mun. Why would you
Well,
put
he's-
Mun
yeah,
if
that's
it's
true.
Simon?
Yeah, well, he's calling us an English show, so
Yeah.
we're calling him Simon until we're corrected.
Yeah. And we'll start talking to him. And well, Simon is from Bangladesh, from Dhaka. And let's see what's a new update, and we can ask him the question. Because today, my topic, I was thinking, because there are a lot of times and things, two things: expectations from other people, what we are expecting, how it brings us down. It weighs very heavily on us, especially when we think that we want that person to act in a certain way. They don't do that, and then we deprive ourselves from living in the present. So that's what happens most of the time, because you're of our expectations, and this builds up the hope, then the bubble is burst. That's one thing. And also how we always keep on talking about each other rather than talking to each other. Say for example, Esther and I'm thinking, okay, probably Esther had done this because she thought this in her mind. This is my thinking. Well, probably she doesn't even think like that, but I'm thinking, say for example. So I'm talking about the things in my mind about her rather than talking to her, having the communication with her. Okay, what's going on? What's bothering you? Why are you acting like that? Say if she's sad or upset, and I might be thinking, oh, because I did that, that's why she's upset with me. She's not probably upset with me. She's not feeling well. So it's about, let's stop talking about each other. Let's start talking to each other.
Yeah.
So that's what we want to talk about, and also about our expectations and how it really creates a problem for us, and we can share our stories as well and what we have learned from there. So Simon, you can call us on WhatsApp, and Esther is taking over.
No, I was just going to say, because one thing that we always agreed on, and always sort of from the beginning, was if for us as a couple, if there is a problem, we will never take it to someone else. As in, if I have something that I don't like, or a thing which rarely happens.
Yeah.
And it's normally because I didn't quite get something. I would never go to another saying, you know what, Ershad, blah, blah, blah. We made an agreement from the very beginning. If there's ever anything wrong, we always talk to each other.
Yeah.
Because and I think that's for friendships, that's for couples, that's for siblings, that's for anything, really.
Anyone, it's a communication.
Yeah, it is, yeah. And it takes a little bit more guts sometimes to confront the person and go like, hey, you know what, blah. But
everything is practice.
Yeah, it is.
So if you learn to do that, and if you're on the same page with the other person, and
It's not a problem,
that the other person knows that if there's any problem, rather than expecting or just imagining situation, that, okay, probably this is the reason, which is not right at all. And most of the time it's not.
Yeah.
And we suffer more in our imagination than in
absolutely.
reality
Yeah,
of the time.
I know.
And once you get to talk to that person, oh, it's nothing.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's very important, and that's a good thing that we decided. Two things we decided, especially, that when there is a problem, we won't talk to others about our problems.
Yeah.
Whoever that is.
Yeah.
Be our parents, brothers, sister, relatives, whoever that is. First of all, we'll talk to each other, because we are the nearest of each other.
Yeah.
We spend most of the time together, and we are living in the same house under the same roof. So we should know each other the best way possible,
Yeah.
rather than going outside, who
Yeah.
don't live with us, who don't get to see us.
No.
I mean, us on a daily basis.
Yeah, and that
That's-
doesn't mean that we don't talk to them. Like if something has happened,
Oh, yeah.
I will absolutely tell my mom or my dad, oh, by the way, we had this thing, but not until after we've solved it, because if you can't solve it within yourself, well, then there is absolutely no point trying to solve it elsewhere.
And also, and another thing was that about communication.
Yeah,
That if there's any problem, anything's bothering, anything you're not sure
anything
about,
at all.
rather than have the suspicion
Yeah.
and thinking, imagining things in your head,
Yeah.
it's better to talk.
Yeah,
That, okay, I have an attention on this particular thing, and can you explain it to me? What's
yeah.
going on?
Yeah, exactly.
So, and
or even clarifying it, like
Yeah.
if I say something blah 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 and I think you didn't fully get it, so I just want to make sure you got what I said. I meant blah. I mean, that's how we've kept it, and it might seem like a lot of communication, but it really isn't in the long run,
no, I mean,
because it's nice.
because
It doesn't leave
if
anything
you
unresolved.
prolong the whole
Oh
situation,
my
then
God. It stacks up
your
problems.
sleeping cycle, your circadian rhythm, and everything is messed up. Like you can't sleep at
Your
night.
neuroplasticity goes-
Neuroplasticity. Well,
Sorry, I keep
unfortunately,
bringing that up.
neuroplasticity has nothing to do
know.
with this one.
I just love that
On this
word.
occasion, sorry, I love that word, but it didn't work this time. Okay, someone's trying to be wise. Well, she's wise anyway.
I'm not trying.
Her
I'm actually
wisdom
making
is-
fun of it. I'm
yeah,
making fun of
yeah.
your technical terminology that you use.
Okay, I should throw in a lot of interesting terms for you today. Babu Bablu, communication is the key.
Yes, it is.
On that note, Babu Bablu, please communicate. The number is on the screen. You can give us a call. So we can establish the communication channel.
Yes.
I don't want to use anything else. So you were just getting scared.
Thank
Okay,
you.
what is it? Where is it going? So yeah, Babu Bablu,
okay.
please give us a call if you like.
Yeah,
and
let's
we'd
see
like
who
to.
calls in
he's
first.
very valuable because he used to call my radio show very regularly.
Oh, wow.
And always on the topic he would have some input. And today I started saying that we would talk about that, how often we talk more about each other rather than talking to each other. So there's a difference between that. So when we talk about each other, we are criticizing people. It's a negative practice, and every time we find fault with others, and we're thinking probably they did this because of that. But again, do the communication, talk to each other, problem is solved.
Yeah.
Opu Islam, love to listen to your podcast. You both. Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Opu. Oh, someone's calling. Oh, Shifat, she beat
Yeah.
this. She
Shifat is there.
is. Hi, Shifat.
Hi.
Welcome to the show. Woohoo.
Thank you, Hubby. How are you guys?
Very well, thank you.
You're doing great,
Thank you for
Shifat.
being
Thank
our
you.
technical support today.
I thought it was my head. And then I thought, no, it can't be right. There's something going on here.
Please
Because
don't. Next time you see
I-
something, because
yeah.
it can happen that you listen to the guitar music, but you can't
Yes,
hear
yes.
us. So yeah, thank you.
Thank
Honestly,
you.
I closed it twice. I closed Facebook down twice. I thought, what's going on? And then it kept happening. So I thought, nah, it's
That's
definitely
funny.
something technical. So I thought,
Yeah,
maybe-
don't put too much trust in us, thinking that we
Yeah.
can always get things right. So yeah.
Because all I saw was Ershad by his mouth just moving and moving and moving, and just like all I could hear was music.
He
Really
wasn't
funny,
chewing gum.
actually.
He wasn't chewing gum.
I should have done a screen recording, really.
Oh,
Funny.
it's immortalized on Facebook.
Oh
it
my
will be
God.
there.
On YouTube as well. So it would start like that. People would see, okay, what are they doing?
Oh,
So
God.
Shifat, what's new? What's happening?
Oh, so this week we've all been a bit under the weather here with
Oh,
this
no.
cough and cold. It's just not going.
Oh, no.
And my son had something to say
Oh, really?
Oh wow.
about his ongoing journal.
Oh,
Oh,
we'd
yeah.
love to hear that.
Hey.
No, I'm not sorry.
Okay, shall I read out a scripture from his
If he
Okay.
doesn't mind, that would be
If
great.
he doesn't mind,
that
if we
okay?
have his permission.
Yeah, my son he's learning some new words, so he's been using them in his journal.
Oh wow.
Mm.
I used to do that too.
So this is this week. So it goes. So this week I was running incessantly in football,
Mm.
but I was despondently thinking about my sister who's been in hospital.
Oh.
Yeah, my little one, she wasn't well at all, guys.
That's
So-
very sweet. And how?
Yeah.
What's the idea behind using the words? The words you. I mean, that's a very good practice because you learn
Yeah.
something. If you don't put it in practice, then definitely you won't remember that.
Yeah.
So
That's
who
true.
asked him to do that? This is
Have you
really.
seen that? Is it your teacher who's been telling you to use?
Yeah, basically, because I'm in year 4 now, at the start of year 4, we learned 4 basically big words, I guess.
Big words.
Oh, very good.
2 of them are incessantly, despondently, trepidation, and
Trepidation, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
another one, trepidation and exasperated.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Okay,
So
so
those were the 4
questions
new
for
words
you.
that all of us learned.
So you have to use it in daily language, kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Wow.
Did you hear that, Priya?
yeah.
That's
So-
amazing.
Incessantly, despondently, trepidation. Which
And
one of this
exasperated.
means fear?
Which of those means fear, you know?
Trepidation.
Yeah. Good.
I didn't know this, guys.
Great.
A-level in English Lit. I didn't know these words.
That's amazing.
It's beautiful. And also, let's try again. Which one of these means repeatedly and unstoppable?
Incessantly.
Yeah.
Great.
Wow, you know, well done. I'm such a proud mummy, right?
We have one more left.
One more.
And this means you explain to everyone despondently,
What is
Despondently means like sad or glum.
sad or
Yeah,
glum.
it's very good.
Like feeling a bit
yeah.
upset or
Very
disappointed. Great.
Oh, well done, Inam. Well done.
Three words. Beautiful. Thanks for sharing. I think
it was
we should
4
invite
It
him.
was 4. It was 4.
Four.
Yeah.
Exasperated.
Oh,
So-
exasperated.
Exasperated.
Wow.
He was
I'm
getting
guessing that means
exasperated.
tired. It means tired.
And we are gobsmacked.
Angry. Oh God. Apparently it means angry. I thought it meant tired. No, that's exhausted.
That's
I'm getting
Exhausted. yeah.
whoopsie.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
wow.
We should do facial expressions for all of them.
Yeah.
Oh
Trepidations.
yeah, make a meme.
Okay, you do that. Trepidation.
Trepidation is like nervous or.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, take a
Yeah.
selfie and post it on the comment probably. We'll have a
I
look.
will, yeah,
How Imam
we'll
does
do,
that.
Imam.
You do nervous.
Yeah, we'll do that.
You're-
Okay, good.
Okay.
Did
Oh,
you Did you
lovely.
hear that? But yeah, he said you do nervous because you're always nervous.
Oh,
Ah,
don't be
baby,
despondent.
you
It's
know me
okay.
and we'll keep on laughing incessantly.
Yes, and we won't
Oh,
get, we will not get
That's
exasperated
amazing.
at all.
This is too cool.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think we should invite Imam on our Ian in Harmony Live, which we
Oh,
are
yeah.
planning. That's the
Yeah.
English.
He'll be great.
Yeah, I
And
think.
plus, Bhaiya, he's learning guitar.
Oh
so
wow!
you two will get along very well.
Nice, nice,
yes.
nice,
It's
nice.
happened like 3 years. I think.
It's been 2 years now. We had a little bit of a break in the lockdown.
Okay.
Wow,
He
okay.
couldn't come. Recently, he learned how to play Coldplay's Yellow.
Really nice.
Yeah.
He should start singing too.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
Well,
doing my
if he
I'm
ever
doing
wants
my-
to, if he ever wants to share his skills, whether it's literature or singing or music, then he can send in a video and we'll make it part of the
yeah,
show.
Nam, I'll do. Yeah, Bobby, that's a good idea. I'll do that actually this week. I'll
Okay,
send you
cool.
something.
Yeah, it'd be
And
lovely.
how's your baby girl now? She's okay?
Oh, she's on antibiotics now, Bobby. So
Okay.
kind of on the mend.
Okay,
so
good.
Hopefully, it's been a really bad couple of weeks with her.
Mm.
Okay.
Because obviously last year I didn't take her anywhere, so she didn't have anything.
Oh my
So
god.
this year she's getting everything at once.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
She was in a bubble and now she's
Yeah,
got zero
exactly.
immune.
Now she's in the real world.
Wow.
It's beautiful, Shifat. One thing that reminds me, because we're talking about, as you probably had heard, that we are saying that today we'll talk about, let's stop talking about each other, let's start talking to each other.
To each
So-
other, yeah. It's
so
important. Yeah.
This communication, like we know a few things about you already, what you shared with us. This
Yeah.
communication, it
Yeah,
makes
yeah.
you feel like, okay, you are part of something. You're part of someone's
true,
life or
yeah.
part of the community. So how often have you experienced this negativity when you see that people are busy talking about each other rather than talking to each other or having proper communication?
Oh, I've seen it everywhere. Yeah, even at work, us adults do it a lot more than children sometimes.
Mm.
But yeah, I see it in every aspect of life:
Mhm.
family, friends, work, politics, all of this.
I mean,
It's a bit
what
of a
do you
vicious
do?
circle, isn't it?
Yeah.
This talking, not to each other but about each other, kind of thing.
Yeah. So how do you deal with that? Because this is one thing. It was a very interesting thing. I read about this one as well. Like when you face or someone start talking about that, it's better not to even engage or listen to it. Say you're not
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
anything,
Yeah.
even not to listen,
I-
because you're taking in negative information and
That's
it's
it.
going inside.
And then sometimes you'll make a judgment using that negative information.
Yeah.
which is quite bad.
And you start, building up that story in your mind as well about
in your
others.
mind.
Probably not about
because
that
you get
person.
influenced.
Yeah,
That's the thing.
you
You
get
get influenced by
yeah.
that negativity.
True.
Yeah,
And so we learned 4 words. I mean, everyone, it's beautiful. And also Shifat, proud mom. And we heard about this journaling. This is very interesting because I was sharing how I do my journaling. So my journaling is more about a thing I'm thinking about. Say, for example, today I was thinking about fear. How people say, I practice many things. When I'm scared about something, I try to face it. I think, okay, what's going to happen if this is the situation? Always I talk about like it's a controlled environment. Like, okay, I'm afraid of heights. I shouldn't be jumping out of a 12-story building, That won't work. Because after that, I won't know whether I really overcome my fear or not. But the thing is, always whenever you're scared or you fear, then I try to overcome that one. I face it. So I come home and end of the day, I write about that, what I did. Say, for example, this is my teacher, my swimming teacher here next to me. So whenever we are in the pool, there had been, now I'm swimming. But when I started out, it was quite a lot of things because my problem had been going underwater. Because I probably had watched too many Tarzans when I was young. So I always used to think, even in a swimming pool, there would be snakes and something.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
That was something I always had in my head. So I started practicing, okay, that's my problem. Stay underwater. I got goggles and I went down as much as I could hold my breath and I would stay there. So these are the
really
things,
cool.
these are the things I'll come back and start writing. So how I can apply this in other aspects of my life. So this is how I do my journal. Say one day is fear, one day is, okay, something is bothering me. What is that thing? I try to find the source. And then I say, okay, so how should I tackle it? And what should be my plan of action from this point onwards? So this is how I do. Like Esther does most of the time, what happened throughout the day, she writes it down like that. Okay, today we did this, we went out, we do Christmas tree, trimming, things like that.
Yeah.
Like Imam is doing, he writes down his interesting words or the new words or the big words that he learned. It's so nice. I mean, these ideas. And I've decided that we should share our journals. And I think, Shifat, you should start writing as well, at least one line a day.
I think so too. Yeah, you're right, Bhaiya. Because I used to as a teenager, and then up until uni I used to, and then I just stopped.
Yeah.
I think life just got in the way.
Yeah, life gets in the way. But if there's these great diaries you can get. They're literally called 1 line a day, and that even if it's just one sentence, it doesn't have to be a whole story. Because, well, also I always look, what am I going to do if I write 2 pages of what happened that day? But if it's just the highlights, it's always good. When did that happen again? Blah blah, and you just have it there, and it's nice to remember. And then sometimes we even pull them out and we just look back at what we've done, and it's quite fun actually.
So true. My dad always tells us to write things down. Now I can understand why.
Yeah.
Checky.
Yeah. Oh, bless.
She didn't hear that.
No?
I was copying her dad.
Oh, is that what it is?
I said,
Oh, what did you say?
I said
Sheki.
Shecky.
Eito.
Hey,
Oh, he's so cute. Oh, I still need to record his song for you. I will.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, we have to listen to him singing. And also, I mean, if he can join us someday, I mean, I know that you're not in his place. So one day, if it
one
happens,
day, definitely.
that'd be really
I'll try
good.
anything.
Yeah.
And we are very proud of Imam, by the way. And we'd like to know from him.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Bhaiya.
So
And I'm very
probably
proud of you.
every week, every Sunday, whenever, at least leave the words or what new words that he had started using. So we'd like to know. That'd be great.
Oh, definitely. I'll share it with you guys.
Okay, great.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you for being our first caller for today.
I know. I can't believe it again. But yeah, thank you guys. I'll listen to the rest of the show.
All
Alrighty,
thank you,
have a good
Shifat.
evening.
You guys
We
too.
promise we won't be muted. Bye.
Bye. We won't be.
So we had quite a few viewers already. They're watching the show. And Shumunda said, hello, nice haircut. Ershad Alamgir, thank you. And Shumon, we were talking about you earlier. You should give us a call.
Yes.
And how you keeping up with your physical activity regime, I would say. So basically you have sent us a picture of sunrise early in the morning, and you said you went out for swimming with your son. So you have already started taking actions towards or building your habits towards your physical activity. So whatever you're planning to do. So we'd like to hear from Shumon Dash, Shanto.
And we're still waiting for a call also from Simon.
Yeah.
Yeah, who's also going to call.
Simon was asking about today's topic. What is the topic of today's
I
live?
wrote it down here.
Yeah.
So hopefully he has seen that. If not, well, what is today's topic?
Okay, I said that let's stop talking about each other. Let's start talking to each other. So it's about not criticizing people behind their back, not always imagining things about people when they're not. And rather than thinking about putting people in their places, try to put yourself in their place, what they're going through.
Yeah.
So probably try to understand. So, because every time we are very quick to judge people that, okay, they were supposed to call me. Why didn't they call me? Because this. But probably just think about what could be their problems, what they're going through and things like that. So this
You practice that religiously, by the way.
I do.
No,
I
you're
try.
very good at that. Especially every now and then when I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe it, blah, 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 blah. You're like, okay, well, he could be in a blah, and it's very true. And normally sort of dissipates within seconds.
Now, there's a good word for you, sympathetic response.
Yeah.
So the sympathetic response in the nervous autonomous nervous system is that you feel excited and you have those judgments straight away. That's the first instinct.
Yeah.
You can never get hold of that,
Yeah.
but you can control your response.
Yeah,
So,
very true, yeah.
say for example, I have attention on something that, as I said, that I was expecting a phone call from someone. They were supposed to let me know about something and they didn't do that. I'm like, okay, why didn't they do that? Then I couldn't stop it. But my response is thinking, okay, what could be the reason? Just try to put myself in their place and think what problems they could be facing. Probably it's too cold for them. Probably they're not feeling well. So I decided, okay, if not from them, probably it's my duty. I can try to get in touch with them. And whatever that is, why build up the negativity within
It's
you
true,
rather
yeah.
than take the positive step and be proactive. So that's the thing. And we were expecting a nice call from Babu Bablu, by the way. He's really a good contributor. I mean, I remember him from my radio days, and on the show I used to do Relax with Ershad, he would always be there and always have some very valuable input.
Nice.
So today's topic, as I said, and also about expectations. So your story, anything in life that expectation had taught you that not to expect, or it made you, end of the day, you got hurt? Because I think it happens all the time, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it can be on a major scale or it can be on a small scale. You know, it can be when you expect that someone is going to respond a certain way and you're working a lot to surprise them and then you didn't get the reaction at all. Or
Yeah, like on a smaller way, I can say that if any time, because normally I don't get to go to East London that much, but every time I go there, she expects that I would bring balushai for her because that's her favorite sweet. And if I don't bring it, that's the bubble is burst.
No, it's not that bad. Plus, you always bring something nice.
I try to. When I see that, I remember that you like shingara, you like balushai, you like rosmalai, things like that.
I do, yeah.
So
No, you've brought some lovely
whenever
things
we
in.
go to East London, that's one of the things we stop by.
But you know that you get, when you do bring something home, you get always an explosive reaction. And I'm always very happy
So
about it.
expectation-wise, sorry, I just diverted the topic. So how do you still have that, or you have taken control of the situation when you can be more in control of the expectation side of things rather than expecting? As I was saying, when you're expecting that someone would do something for you, they didn't do that and you feel hurt.
It really depends what scenario we're thinking about. If it's like, work-wise or otherwise, where people have specific responsibilities and you have to expect certain things, otherwise, the jobs wouldn't get done. You know what I mean? So you've got people that work with you. But, if it is a friend or someone who didn't call you, I used to be quite sort of knee-jerk. Why is he not calling
Can
me?
I interrupt you?
Sure.
When you mention work, because there is an agreement.
Yeah.
That expectation is not unexpected.
No.
You're expecting that person, and that person knows as well.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about the expectation when the other person doesn't know.
Yeah.
You're expecting that from them,
Yeah.
and they didn't do it because
Yeah.
they didn't know,
Yeah.
and then you got hurt.
Yeah, I see.
So it's more about that.
No, I get it. That's why I said there's different scenarios where expectations have a different approach or a different reaction.
Because in
but-
life, most of the time, I mean, we are expecting people. Say, I'm expecting people who are joining to call. Everyone would call us. We'll have a great chat. We can do that. We'd love to just talk to everyone whom I can see now.
Yeah.
But it might not happen every time.
Yeah.
We are
And-
grateful that you are there.
Yeah, and they may not want to call, and that's okay too.
Yeah.
You know?
Your presence is enough.
Yeah, it is.
Problem
Good.
is that
It's fun.
when you expect too much and you get hung up on that,
Yeah.
then you stop enjoying the present.
Yeah.
The present moment is
Yeah.
that we're doing the show, people are watching us,
Yeah.
and they're listening to us. We're very grateful that you're finding it interesting.
Yeah.
And you have your inputs here and there, you're leaving your messages, your comments.
Yeah.
That's good enough.
Yeah,
And because we
absolutely.
find this time every Sunday, out of our Sundays 2 hours, we decide to do that so
Yeah.
we can get in touch and we can build this community around some depth. I always keep on mentioning this because we can build a community around many different interests. It can be based on different interest groups, but when there is some longevity you can achieve through if you have a group who are resilient, a group who are wiser in a sense how to deal with their problems and more mentally stable, and they have some positivity around them. That's what I call that a community around some depth.
Yeah.
So that's the idea of Knowing Who You Are. The podcast you already see every Monday. We have new episode that comes out, but on YouTube, and then you can listen to it on Spotify, Amazon Music, and Apple Podcast. But then this Sunday live stream is to get engaged or have more interaction with the audience and the listeners. And also have your view as well and talk about the different topics that come up during those podcasts. We can share with you and get your inputs as well. And if you have anything that you want to add to that, if we had missed out anything, then we can add to that. And that's the idea of this live stream.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah. I know you like it.
No, it's true. You know, it's interesting because it reminded me of I applied for a competition once where it was you're supposed to submit like a script, and it's like short stories and stuff, right? And I thought it was really interesting as I asked one of the judges, like, well, what makes you decide on what is a winning story, or like what is a winning category? And he said, well, we like to really promote people that can explain how they feel, but more importantly, people that bring solutions. Because you can write about the catastrophes of the world, but how about you write and you also give a solution to the catastrophe of the world? And that was sort of the thing that gave a positive note. And I remember thinking, it's very true, like this show, we can share all of the problems that we have and we wouldn't probably feel any better. It's good to talk to someone when you don't feel good. But what I like about this particular show, and which is why I'm saying I like it, I agree, this is true, is because when we talk about things, we also ask, how did you come through? How did you pull through? How did you use this? And in that way, this, even if we spent a whole Sunday afternoon and we just had 2 or 3 listeners, which never happened because we would have a lot more, but we always have so much nice positive input that comes in with people that have survived. And just to know that there's that many people that are doing so well and that pulled through situations, that survived painful situations, and they've come out the other end, it just goes to show that we're all really trying to do the same thing. We're trying to use the resources that we have, the people that we have around us, and find strength in those. And that's what Knowing Who You Are is for me anyway. And that's why I really
definitely. And then you don't end the show on a despondent note.
No, and we don't have trepidation about the situation. You know what I mean? Very good.
That's why the calls are not there. And in the meantime, we keep on talking incessantly.
Yes.
So, yeah, I really loved the idea that it was such a beautiful thing. And I'm so happy that how Shifat's son, Imam, had, his teacher had done this great thing. And he's following up on that. It's really good. And we have a message from Babu Babdu. Would you read that message?
Yes, I would love to call and share my views and thoughts, but I'm at a birthday party right now. Funny enough, I can see people just talking about each other. Do you think it's a cultural issue?
I don't think it's a cultural issue at all.
No, I don't think so. But thank you for your message.
It's amazing, and it's like a real life example that you've given, and which is happening live. And this is always, it's happening always.
Yeah.
Some cultures are more prone to it than others, but I think more or less every race, every culture, they have the same kind of tendency, which is quite negative. And because we are humans, end of the day, no matter what culture you're from, what color you have, what race you belong to, we are, end of the day, all humans, and our brain, we have the same kind of brain, the operation is same. Depending on what language you speak, what culture you're from, what experiences you have, what inputs you have in your brain, the output would be a bit different here and there, but how things are processed and how things are generated is the same, because it's an organ.
This is true, but at the same time, it also depends who you have around you. Because if you have, not in like while everyone is physically the same, everyone doesn't necessarily respond the same way. So some people just like, you can see they like the gossiping. They love the latest gossip in the news. And I have seen that in France, Germany, England, America. With Asian people, I've seen it. I've been to a lot of countries in Europe, and it is a type of people that seem
Dutch, by the way.
No, no. Dutch, oh my God, no. Dutch people are perfect, and so are the Swiss. Swiss and Dutch are perfect. I just have to say.
Mom's not watching it. Oh my God.
I'm half
biased.
Swiss, half Dutch here.
I'm
by
not
the way.
sure how we can take advice from this lady.
No, the point is, I've definitely seen it in all races, but there is a type of people that just seem to really enjoy it, and they're probably also the same people that read certain newspapers that are just gossip.
Once you get into that habit, then you're given to this continuous negative loop. So you go to bed with that negativity, come out, so you wake up, your brain processed all the negative information about people, you're judging people, you're thinking about them. Well, to be honest with you, being on TV for many years now, it's nearly 2 decades. So how many times I've been criticized, and I know there are people who don't like me. What can I do?
They just have a crap opinion. That's
Whatever that is, but
I
I really never mind about this one. I mean, people have bad things to say about me, but even though I would know the people as well, but it doesn't really matter. I don't feel a single bit of bitterness towards them or nothing.
It's very good.
Because I thank them. Now, even I learn to thank them because it pushes me. Because sometimes, when people talk about you, criticize the best form of admiration sometimes. Because there's something they have found, at least they think that you're worthy of their conversation.
That's true. I guess so.
They bring you up, they talk about you. So there's something you're doing that is attracting their attention.
Yeah, that's true. I guess
but
so.
I have felt that when I hear that, there's something that's been talked about me, I feel, that's the area probably I need to work on. I'll check first. Straight away, I won't start working on it because people are always judging people. So I think, am I right or wrong in doing that? And I check with others. And if I know that there's nothing wrong in it, and there's a reason behind that, a very valid reason, why should I change it? But again, you can't really put yourself down or sometimes let all this negativity weigh you down and stop your progress. So whatever you're doing. And there are things we have to learn to say no to. That's Shumondas.
Aha.
So we have Shumondas on the line.
Hello.
Hello, Shanto.
Yes, how do you know it's Sumanda?
We have a database of all the callers that we have.
Oh, last time I didn't call from this number.
Oh, well, it says Shanto. So however you did it, it's coming up.
Oh, that means your database is very smart, Esther.
It's a good algorithm.
Smarter than I thought.
Okay, now you know. That's what we're talking about. Don't judge. First, see it in action. Then you can have your information. So, Shanto, congratulations, first of all.
How are you doing?
Oh, fine. Thank you. Sorry, I couldn't join last week. Today I was waiting. Finally, I came to meet you, and I saw your nice haircut, Ershad.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
He's getting ready for the Navy.
How are you guys?
Very well, thank you. Very well. Good to hear your voice.
And Shanta, we had seen your picture the other day. You had posted in your comment that was from your morning walk, and also you had gone for swimming with your son. Are you following up on that? Are you carrying it on?
Yes, I've been today morning as well with my son for swimming.
Awesome.
Oh, amazing,
That's terrific.
amazing.
That's really good.
I used to work on weekends. I worked yesterday, but morning 10 o'clock fresh swimming with my son.
Awesome.
I'll carry it on.
Nice.
Very good.
That's
See?
awesome.
So, and what difference do you feel now? I mean, since that was one of the things you said that you want to do, but you didn't have the time. Now you're doing it. Congratulations once again. So, how are you feeling?
Well, the thing is that I put my alarm at 8 o'clock, then I wake up and I put again alarm at 9 o'clock. Then I wake up, I was thinking, shall I call my son for swimming or not? Shall I call, yes or no? And then it was snoozed. Another 6 minutes later, I said, no, I have to go for swimming. So I called him and got ready and we've been the swimming.
Oh, good. Is the water warm, by the way, or is it cold water?
No, the water was warm.
Oh, good.
Swimming pool was warm.
Nice.
But outside is really cold.
I know.
But we made it, and he's enjoying, well, I'm enjoying, I'm feeling so fresh, and kind of motivation I'm getting that I have to carry on.
Good.
That's what, I mean, you know what? We don't get motivation on its own. We normally think that, oh, I'm not motivated. But once you do something good, then you get motivated. So you're doing it, and it's making you more motivated every time. So that's
great.
really a good thing.
It's really good.
And
if you remember, I told you last time that I like to meet my friends. So I'm at the moment with one of my very, very good old friend in his office. He's doing his office in the weekend. So I came here to chat and we're enjoying, me and my friend
wow,
Good.
in his office.
So
So I'm passing very good time.
everything that you said you're missing out, you have started working on that. Congratulations. It's such
That's
a
good.
great step, and
Well
keep
done.
on doing it. Well done.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
And say hello to your friend as well. Welcome to the show.
Yes. He said hello as well.
Okay, great.
Oh. So Shanto, now what's the next step? How do you feel? You already feel like, okay, physical activity is doable and you are going for your walk. Are you doing it?
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. The motivation when I'm doing it, I think of you guys.
Oh.
Yeah, that the kind of inspiration coming from your videos, your live stream. So I'm thinking you are working behind the scene.
Mm-hmm.
So it is helping me to carry forward.
That's
thank
really
you.
nice. That's so nice.
Shanto, there's one thing for your snooze thing. I have a solution for that because that's what I've been practicing. And I had to wake up very early in the morning, around 4:30 in the morning.
Every day.
And anytime now, I feel that, okay, the snooze, I feel like, pressing the snooze button on my alarm. I do a countdown, reverse countdown. So I do like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, up. I just push myself. Try do that.
No, he's very good at that. I'm not quite there yet, but he's definitely like doink out of the
Maybe I'll try that. Ershad.
No, I mean, you know what? Because that's a thing. It's a scientific thing. You process your brain, you push your brain, and it gets ready. It gets alert. So you give the motivation to your brain saying that, okay, countdown. Do it slowly, like 5, 4. By the time you're waking up, you're like 3, 2, 1. Okay, up. And you just throw it and you get up. Once you get up, then it's done.
Wow. I gotta try that.
Yeah, I mean,
that is the hardest part, Ershad.
I know.
It
Tell
is,
me about
it
it.
is.
We all go through that.
Yeah.
But my distraction is this lady sometimes when I'm trying to get up and she would just make some excuse because she doesn't want to get up. So she would just keep me as well. So that's one of the things. So yeah.
Come on, 5 more minutes.
Yeah. But
My next target is to take my missus and my little one with us for swimming.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Great.
That'd be terrific.
trust me, you'd love that. We go out for swimming too, together.
Yeah.
So it's the best moment. And every time she doesn't go with me, I really miss it out because we have so much fun doing the activity together. And it's very important. Last week I was talking about between partners, couples, anchors of connection. The more things you do together, it's good.
Yeah.
It
But
helps.
you do
Well,
it with your
what I
son.
did,
It's a good start.
I did the registration for my little one today.
Yeah.
So she got a new car. So we are planning for the next week if we can, all four can go together for swimming.
Oh, that'd be awesome. And it's a very, very healthy
I'll
sport
let
as
you
well.
know.
Yeah.
Please.
Please do let us know.
Shumon, thank you. Shanto, I mean, I know him as Shanto. So Shanto,
Yeah.
thanks a lot. So that was Shanto's achievement. We are so proud of you.
Yes. And have a wonderful evening
Oh,
with your friend.
thank you. Thank you, guys. You enjoy.
Thank you
And
very
hope
much.
to meet you soon.
Sure,
Absolutely.
definitely.
Thank you for calling.
You're welcome. Carry on. Good
Bye-bye.
luck.
Thank you. That was
Bye, bye.
Shumon Dash. That was Shumon Dash, Shanto. And we had talked about, because he was struggling, he was saying that he wants to start or building the habit. He wants to do some physical activity. So what I told him that start little, just 5 minutes.
Good.
Or even 3 minutes, whatever you feel like. Just do something you want to do, stop it, then don't do it. But the thing is, once you start doing it, you get into the zone, you see that the time keeps on getting increased, like 5 minutes turns to 10 minutes, then 15 minutes, but you have to do it consistently, you have to show up. So he started doing swimming. Now he's trying to get his family involved. So one, it becomes a family activity.
Nice.
There'll be more reason to do that. And also, there's another thing he said, okay, the main problem at the moment is getting up early in the morning. Now, in winter, this is the worst. It's hard.
It is.
Yeah, because once you get out of bed, it's so cold and it's really hard. But as I was saying, reverse countdown helps. Try that.
yeah.
Anyone who's suffering from that, it's a scientific thing. You activate your brain like that, and you get alert, and you'll get up. I mean,
You know,
it works.
I will do it like this. 5, 4.
5, 4, and after that, on the 3.
It's true.
So she would go to sleep again. So that's not gonna happen. That's a snooze. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Babu Bablu, he couldn't call us, but we would like to get more input. What you can do, Babu Bablu? This is a situation. I don't know the environment there. Definitely, you are around people who are talking about other people. So one thing, a good thing is not to get engaged in that conversation. First of all, first
Yeah.
rule of thumb.
Yeah.
Second one is try to avoid, or if you can divert the conversation, that would be really good, because even to listen to it, it's negative.
By the way, can you tell us who is the person who has a birthday today, so we can wish them a happy birthday from Knowing Who You Are?
Yeah, we can.
Let's see if we can change the subject of the whole room. Oh, he's saying, could you please give me the tips for going to the gym? Due to my work schedule, it's hard for me.
Okay, so let's talk about the work schedule. So you have 24 hours, first of all, in a day. And let's have a listen about your work schedule, then we can work it out. Because Shumon had the same issue.
Yeah.
He has long shifts as well, but he starts sometime working from afternoon to late night. But then we figured out, if you're working afternoon, even if you're working 3 days in the afternoon, then get up early in the morning and take half an hour and then come back home and do your other things. That was one solution. And he's acting on it. And you heard from him that he's doing it actively and is getting his family involved as well. How amazing. So Bablu, if we know your schedule as well, but I think whatever the schedule is, it shouldn't be 24 hours.
Right.
You sleep for probably 8 hours.
Should be at least, yeah.
Yeah, normally 7.5.
Yeah.
8 they say, but 7.5 is the standard.
Yeah.
So 7.5 hours, say you're sleeping, or 8 hours, say for in your case, or 9 hours. Then you still have, if you work for 12-hour shift, you still have another 3 hours.
Yeah.
So how you do that? Probably, okay, you want to go to the gym. One way is to get yourself accountable by getting other people involved in the plan. How? You don't buy membership for them necessarily, but say for example, in front of all these people, you make a commitment, like Shumon did, and he had to post a picture, and he had to start doing it. And once you start doing it, you don't care about that you have to show it to other people, or you're accountable, because now you're addicted to it in a good way, and you want to do that. So your thing is that if you want to get other people involved, say you want to, it's your resolution, and on this show you can say that, okay guys, from today or from tomorrow I want to do, but let's take very small steps. Don't get your membership straight away. Do something outside the gym. Get yourself active a little bit. I know you always want to, because this is something we've been talking about even on my radio show. He would come, and this is one problem he was talking about. And yeah, we can talk about this and find out what's stopping you. So we would like to know your schedule first, and we can start talking about that. Yeah, Bablu, definitely. So to start with,
I think one thing that would be really good as a real life example. So what happened actually when I first arrived here, like he's always been a gym fanatic. He was doing an hour and a half workout at home. This is during lockdown. And then at the gym for 1 to 2 hours. And it was just like, okay, well then I just don't see him 2 hours a day. And it became kind of sad because it's whole 2 hours where we don't see each other. And so I was like, okay, I'll come to the gym. And I couldn't, like, just the idea of going into a gym with lots of other people that are really fit and people like that. I mean, look at that. And so he just said, start with stretching and go for a walk, you know, and I started doing that and a little bit of push-ups and here and there. And eventually I thought, well, I'll just come to the gym and I'll just do the exercise bicycle for half an hour or something. And then I did. And then gradually you start feeling fitter. So you have more reach to go. You want to go more because now you feel better and you'll make time. Time will suddenly appear out of nowhere. And that's the one thing. But the thing is not to do is just do too steep a gradient, because if you just start in the right spot, it might just be going for a half an hour walk in the morning. If that's what it does, well, you'll feel better already.
I say even not half an hour, do 10 minutes.
Yeah, but that's how you got me started.
Yeah.
And obviously the swimming, and then we came to the point where we were biking to the pool, then swimming, then biking back, and that became like, it's a 2 hour routine, but
turning
we're both
into a
working.
total triathlon.
Yeah, but you know, in addition to several hours of practice that you do, you have your degrees and all your stuff that you're studying for, your preparations for Royal Navy, and we still always get 7 hours sleep. Unless I wake you up in the middle of the night.
How?
I don't know.
That's the secret.
I talk a lot in my sleep and I wake him up every now and then. I have Knowing Who You Are going full on.
Yeah,
Anyway.
that was interesting.
Yes, apparently I talk a lot while I'm sleeping. So I get to sleep enough, but he doesn't.
No, but
Anyway,
yeah,
correct gradient was the key thing. So that would be a good thing.
One
to
thing is
start
to take small steps, baby steps,
Yeah.
one thing. Another is get yourself accountable to people you care about. Say, for example, if this is the community or you tune into the show every Sunday, then come and let us know your progress or what you're doing or where you are.
Good. He's
Thanks
saying
for
thanks
the
for the
tips.
tip, feeling motivated.
Good. But you know,
Yay.
the idea of motivation is always, it doesn't come out of thin air. You have to do something first, then you get the motivation.
I think he's going to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's
So
going to do it.
tomorrow, if you just take a 5 to 10 minutes walk in the morning, I don't know your shift, or even if you work early in the morning and come back in the evening, say from work at some point, if you're driving, then definitely you have to bring your car. You can leave it halfway. But if you're taking public transport, then probably get off the bus earlier, probably 3 stops earlier, and walk home. That's your start. Just walk probably 4 stops home, 3 stops home, or 2 stops home. So that's one way of starting it. And it's just about getting that started in your brain and getting it started, what it feels like. And there are times, to be honest with you, sometimes you have to win that resistance inside you. Every now and then you'd feel it. But like today, let me share this story. Because today suddenly, because I was practicing today all day in the morning, I was in my studio practicing, singing, learning new songs and doing other things. But then she said around, okay, what's your plan about, are you going to the gym today? And I said, okay, I'm still thinking because we have the show. Said, okay, I want to take a walk. If you go to the gym, I'll be walking around that place and then I'll catch up with you at the gym. And then we come home, we drive back home again. So he said, okay. But then I was thinking, shall I do it? Shall I not? And I was not feeling really, I have a bit of a headache I had. So I was dilly-dallying. But still, and I kept on telling her, I'm not sure I should. Thank God she didn't really you didn't give up and you kept on pushing me.
Even
and he
when
said,
we were in the car, because we
Yeah.
got stuck in traffic. And
yeah,
like, no,
and even in the
if it's
middle of
half
the
an
road,
hour.
we were stuck in the traffic, and I was saying,
Maybe we should
okay,
turn
let's turn
around.
around. And she said, no, just do it even for half an hour. So sometimes even
Yeah.
the most active and even the people who are really into going to the gym or working out, they can feel like that. So
Even when your muscles look like this, show.
no, I don't do that.
Do the muscle.
Yeah, it's just for hiding inside the t-shirt. Anyway, no, that's not about that. It's
No,
not
a
about.
team, and you do the same for me
Yeah.
as well. Because sometimes, like, I just don't want to do.
No,
this,
also
you know,
working
like-
out is not
Yeah.
about showing off.
Yeah.
It's about feeling good. Yeah.
No, but the thing is, I always know, and he always, whenever he comes out of the gym, he feels happy. He's happy with it. So I just say, remember how you feel when you're done, you know,
Yeah.
and then
That's
you do the
scientific.
same to me.
That's
you do the
scientific
same
too.
to me.
It's
Absolutely.
the blood flow
Yeah.
from throughout your body and to your brain, and it opens up your mind, and anything that you're stuck
Yeah.
thinking about or getting distressed or stressed about, it opens up, and you can start thinking clearly again. So that's very important. Physical activity is very important.
Yeah.
And we used to take a lot of evening walks,
Yeah.
which is not happening these days because of our work schedules. It's not
Yeah.
really working out.
Yeah.
But I do my gym and my swimming, but we get to swim together 4 days a week.
Yeah.
Monday,
but
Tuesday,
you
Wednesday,
You've also
Thursday.
been picking me up from work, and then we walk back together. We've done that a number of times as well. So
Yeah.
that's been nice.
So also, sometimes
Yeah.
I pick you up from work as well. So
Yeah.
So there are ways you can find ways, and not every time. And also even you don't have to do 5 days of gym.
No.
Just do 3
Yeah.
days.
Yeah.
And start, as I was saying before gym, try to get yourself active, taking smaller steps, and then once you're at the gym, start doing half an hour, 20 minutes, take it easy, but don't do it like some people I've seen in the gym. They go to the gym, they're on their phone, on a cycle, the leg is moving slowly, but this is more active, like you're looking
Yeah.
directly onto your phone,
Yeah.
and you're typing and doing other things, but you're on a cycle.
Yeah.
And you think end of an hour, oh my god, I was in the gym for an hour, but what did you do in the
Yeah.
gym? That's the question.
Yeah.
So
Also, don't look at the news. Don't look at the news or read the news or anything else like that.
all the negative
Oh
feedback.
my God, yes.
So we still have the number there is 0044730819210, and I don't know what happened to Simon Ahmed from
Yeah,
Dhaka. He
where's
was supposed to
Simon?
give us a call. He asked for the topic, but we didn't get to hear from him. But we already had a call from Shifat, and we have seen Syra as well. Probably she left because she couldn't hear us, and she thought that what happened, because Shifat thought it's some kind of delusion she's having, and she said, okay, I see the mouth moving but no sound coming, so what's happening? So Syra, we are talking, you can
No,
hear
I'm
us.
sure she went back on kids going to bed
Yeah,
duty. That's
I
normally
think.
because she always listens. She was the one who alerted the last time that the sound wasn't working.
Yeah.
Remember?
And Opu Islam was here as well. He's part of BBPC, the poetry collective.
Yes,
I'm part of.
yes.
He last few weeks back we had this performance together, reading our poetries. It was a festival, so he was there as well. Love to listen to your podcast, you both. That's really nice. It was
Yeah.
a very sweet comment. And any new comments so
No,
far?
not yet so far.
Okay.
No.
So we were talking about this important issue that most of the time we see that people talking about each other. So we were saying, rather than imagining things about people and judging them from your own point of view, rather than knowing where they're coming from or what's happening, why they're doing what they're doing, start communicating with those people and try to find out what's the true reason. And sometimes you'll find something that will make you sad. It's a very interesting story. I know about that. I remember this story. Many people had shared that. Wayne Dyer had shared that. Jay Shetty, he had shared that. It's a very interesting story. It's about two people. They're at the airport. They're waiting for their flight. It's a lady and a man sitting next to each other. And the lady left her biscuit there. It opened the pack, and she had taken one biscuit out of that pack, and she started chewing on it, and she was reading a newspaper. The guy next to the man who was sitting next to the woman, he had taken one biscuit out of that, and he started eating. The woman was thinking, oh my God, how rude. He literally dared to take a biscuit from my pack, not even asking me. And then he had it, he didn't even thank me. So the woman felt a little upset and a little exasperated, and she had taken another another bite, reading a newspaper. The guy had taken another one.
Oh my God.
So you're thinking where this one is going, right?
Yeah.
So it kept on going, and then there's this last biscuit left. The guy was saying, "You have it." And the woman is saying, "What are you talking about? It's my pack and you're telling me to have the biscuit." Anyway, she didn't say, and she got a little angry. She left the biscuit and she walked away. Okay, now she's inside the flight. She's sitting, everyone. She's getting ready, putting her phone away, luggage up. So she's ready to fly. And she was taking something from her handbag, and she saw her biscuit is in there. So the biscuit she was having, it was the men's. So they had the same biscuit.
No.
So he left it there.
Oh,
so
no.
basically the lady started having biscuits from the men's pack,
no.
thinking that it's hers.
Oh.
So how beautiful is that? She started judging that man without knowing what she was doing, while she was in the wrong, and the guy was so generous, letting her have even the last biscuit he had.
Oh my God.
So that's the story. It's the moral of the story is that
Wow.
without knowing someone, don't judge anyone. You have to know their position. Sometimes you could be in the wrong in thinking, or
Yeah.
you should take the first step in putting it right.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah,
Wow.
this is a lovely story and very.
Oh my goodness.
And Geeta Basket
Hi,
is there.
Geeta.
We can see a lot of lips
Mwah,
and
mwah,
kisses
mwah.
and love, and love your way as well.
Yes.
Geeta, Netra,
Lovely family.
Sushi, everyone.
Yeah.
And
Wonderful.
What's I forgot.
Forgot his name too.
Yeah.
Well, you know who you are. We love you too.
Yeah, and Geeta, your son. We are talking about his
Geeta's son.
Geeta's son. Best wishes to him as well.
Yes, exactly.
So please let us know. I mean, I totally, it slipped my mind. So on that note, anyone.
Interesting story. I don't know if I could actually react that way. You'd have to really just step back and go,
Yeah.
what happened? Yeah, sorry, you just got me thinking. That's
Yeah,
all.
it's amazing, and I could tell from your expression as well how amazing this, because the punchline, if people keep on thinking, where is it going?
You'd
What's
think
happening?
like, oh no.
Yeah.
Like if that happened to me, I would be so embarrassed.
You'd be like, okay, can I
I'd
go
be,
back
oh my
and
God,
say sorry
exactly.
to that person,
I would
right?
literally try to hunt that person down.
Yeah.
It actually happened to me once where I think it was like there was someone who'd bought something from my little art stall, and they had left something behind. They had left some money behind, and I was like, oh my God, they've left it here. This is crazy. And I left my stall behind and just went to find that person, and then I found that it was actually a tip. They just never told me. I thought they had left it behind and lost it. So I'm thinking I've had a real thing about that. Whenever I find something that belongs to someone, then I see if I can somehow get it back to that person. Because I always think if something got lost of mine, I hope that someone like me will find my stuff.
It was a funny thing that you bought an antique desk, your work desk.
Oh yeah, that
Yeah.
was really nice.
That was on that. You suddenly one day we were sitting and you found that in one of the, it was more like
it was a split. It was actually not meant to be there. Like I sat low on the couch and I looked up. I have this antique secretary desk, and there was a little card or an envelope there that we pulled out, and it was from 1983, and it was a letter to a church saying that I'm hereby authorizing to donate £1.35 every month to your charity. And it looked, this gentleman had received tickets to a ball of which he was an honorary member, and I was like, my God, this letter never got there. So I found out what the name of the church was, and then I actually posted it to the church, to the
it
vicar.
was in, where's that place?
St. Mary,
Bexley
Heath.
Bexley Heath.
And so I wrote to the vicar with all the things saying, I'm sure this is not worth much to you, but it should have been to you because it was to you. So I'm sending it to you. You may not even be the same vicar, but I would like you to have it as a token, just so you can see that this gentleman wanted to contribute to your church, and even if he never did, I wanted you to know that his heart was in the right place. And he wrote me back. It was really nice, a really lovely letter.
The story is, if anyone missed out, so she bought an antique secretary desk. So in there, so where it meets, it's just how should I put it? Like a joint.
Yeah,
of
it was
this,
a joint.
Yes,
Yeah.
in a joint there was a letter stuck, and she saw that envelope. She's
Yeah.
like, "What's that?" And I was like, "Oh my God, treasure! It's a lottery ticket, or probably a few £1,000s." So we took it out
Okay.
and we found there is a guy who was making a commitment to a church in Bexley
Yeah.
and saying it was back in 1983. How
Yeah.
amazing is that?
Yeah.
I wasn't even in the country.
Right.
So you probably were.
Yeah. No, I wasn't in the country either.
Even you
No,
weren't here.
no.
So yeah, and he was
I
making.
was 6.
Oh my God. Yeah.
So you would have been 7.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm the senior one. So, 1983. That was the time, and he made a commitment to make a monthly donation of £1.37 or
Yeah.
something, and he was invited to this ball because of his donation or because of his
Yeah.
respected member.
Yeah.
And
Super
this was
cute.
never posted to the church.
Yeah.
And in 2021, Esther posted it to the church.
Yeah.
And just a couple of days back, she received a detailed handwritten message
very-
from the vicar
from
of
the
that
vic-
church.
Yeah, really nice.
How amazing is that?
Yeah, and he told me about all the charitable actions that they're doing. And he said, in fact, he knew the gentleman, which was amazing.
Yeah.
Because he actually knew him from, like, what, 39 years ago or something like that. Amazing.
And I hope that gentleman is still alive. I mean, that'd be really nice if he's
Oh,
still.
wow. Look what Babu wrote. Last year, I got £1,200 inside a Louis Vuitton bag and I returned it to the owner. That is class. That's really good.
That's strong.
It feels.
You don't
it
need to
feels-
go to the gym. You're already very strong.
This is awesome. I mean, the other day also, I was on a park bench and I saw a phone, and on the front was a picture of a young girl with an elderly woman, and I thought, oh my God, which does the phone belong to, you know? And I'm thinking, I can't walk away. I can't take it with me. It's locked, so I couldn't call it. And 10 minutes later, this girl walks up and she's searching. She looks, and I recognized. I said, "Hey, are you looking for this?" And she burst into tears because her whole life is on that phone. She was like 12, 13 years old. Who has a phone that's 12, 13 years old anyway, right?
No, nowadays you have phones. Like your nephew has a phone at the age of 7.
I know, but they have
Who
the thing
gives
is
video calls and messages to the whole group.
I know, but they're very good actually. They have screen time, so they're allowed for 1 hour a day. They can look at things, but yeah, he'll send video calls at 7 o'clock in the morning saying "I love you," even within the house to his mother and his 3 sisters. He'll send text messages at 7 in the morning. "I love you."
Bob Bubbly said, "I've got the picture." Well, it makes sense.
Oh.
A guy who is into Louis Vuitton and everything like that. So he's like 200
Yeah,
pounds.
okay.
So, you know.
That's cool. I have a Louis Vuitton bag, by the way, little one.
And I'm saying people who are into that thing, they're like, okay, phones back.
Yeah.
No, but
Good for you.
That's how
That's
it should be
awesome.
done.
It should be awesome.
Great job. And I was just joking about it. And as I said, still go to the gym,
Yeah.
even though you're strong.
Oh
So-
God.
Yeah, on that note, we have Shifat. I think she rejoined, and Shifat just liked. And
Nice.
Geeta joined from London,
Yeah.
Geeta Basnet. And
Yeah.
if she's watching, Geeta, we love your TikTok videos, by
Yes,
the
we
way.
do love your TikTok.
She's quite a
videos.
TikTok celebrity.
Very good. And
Right?
and lovely pictures of you and your husband always. Super nice. Great example.
Is it really? He's another example of a fit person. He's very active.
Netra. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're from Nepal and
Yeah.
amazing people.
Yeah. Great people. Great cooking.
Yeah.
Oh, good food.
Yeah, I'm hungry now.
Yeah, me
Geeta,
too.
what are you gonna do about
Yeah.
that?
What are you gonna do, Geeta?
So, okay, again, a bit of a recap for people if you have joined now. Knowing Who You Are, it's a podcast we've been doing for a while, and every Monday you have new videos come up where I interview people from different walks of life and from different expertise, specialization. Some of them are transformational coach, life coach. I have another interesting coach. I'm almost about to interview. It's going to happen very soon. He is at the moment in Belgium, and he is living in a coach.
Yeah.
Or in a van, not in a coach, in a
Living
van. He's
yeah.
living in a van.
Yeah.
He has a fireplace built inside the van and everything. So I'm hoping to have a chat with him very soon. So that'd be interesting. And he's a life coach as well. Then I had a fitness coach, calisthenics coach from Kuwait. And also he's a Bangladeshi guy, but who grew up in Kuwait from his very young age. So he's fluent in Arabic and English. So you can't tell that he's literally an interesting topic. So if I would ask everyone to watch that episode and all the other episodes as well. Very interesting episodes that we have done so far. It's on Knowing Who You Are on YouTube. You can subscribe to the channel, like and comment, and that will be an inspiration for us. And what kind of content you'd like to see, let us know. And if we are missing out anything and anything we haven't touched upon so far, still there are fewer episodes, so definitely going forward there are a lot of other aspects that we'll be touching. So we have few interviews that from New Zealand and Australia, there's some scheduled as well, so they're coming soon. So in the meantime, you can always listen to them on the go. You can download them. It's Apple Podcast, Spotify, and Amazon Music. You can download and listen to them anytime you like. And in the meantime, we have this live stream every Sunday. Esther and me, she joins because Esther is a very active member of Knowing Who You Are. She had been the editor and the graphic designer for the podcast that we post every Monday. So yeah. So she is the technical side of things behind the scenes.
The artistic side of it. You're the technical side.
Okay, technical and also production. So, but that's the idea. The main idea is because what happened, how I thought about knowing who you are back in 2020, especially COVID is one reason. And during that time, I felt that we go through a lot of problems on our own, in our own life. Experience something in my personal life as well. And sometimes you can get totally lost unless you find a solution for that, and you can go to the source of the problem and correct the problem. Normally when we are in a problem, we start blaming others around us, and normally we don't see the problem and what's the problem we need to correct within ourselves. So we need to work ourselves, and that's how it all started. Every time I'm always working on myself. Whenever I see, okay, I thought about this, probably I shouldn't, this is not how I should think about this. What should be the positive way of dealing with the situation? So this is how I think. So that's how the idea of knowing who you are came, because when I used to do the Relax with Ershad, the radio show, many people, I was listening back. If you go to Knowing Who You Are on YouTube, you see a lot of episodes of Relax with Ershad as well. You can watch those shows. Very interesting shows, interesting conversation. I used to do them till midnight. So people from all around the world, they used to call and get engaged and have lovely conversations. So that reminded me how I used to love doing that show, and what responses, what stories I got to hear from people. And that's when I thought it's really effective in a sense. Let's build a community this time, and people who would be lifetime beneficiaries, and people who would be always involved with these things. And we have Douglas, by the way, who has joined. Douglas, it's nice to see you. And we would like to say hi to you, and if it's possible, you can get in touch. You can call us directly using your mobile number. You don't have to call WhatsApp because you're in London or in England. You can get in touch. So we are talking, as we are saying, it's a health podcast, and we are trying to build a community around some death, help people with self-improvement and personal growth. This is the main aspect. And say anything, any discussion we have, like keeping a journal, and if it's helping a young boy of 8 learning new words and putting them in practice, that's a good thing.
Right.
And if it's helping someone to use your journal as a spiritual windshield wiper, so that's a good thing too. And if it's helping to keep records of the things, good things in your life, and to go back to the positive things in your life. If you want to make this entry, and you can use the journal for that too, that's nice. So I've decided that in Knowing Who You Are, I'll start sharing the journals. We'll start sharing the journals, or at least what I wrote about today. Say, yesterday I wrote about the idea of fear. There are many things when we are not comfortable, when we are feeling something is not right, something's not making me happy, and you're just suffering within yourself. Then you find out what's the problem. Then I suddenly fear, there's fear of something that's bothering me. So what's the fear? I wanted to find that source, and I worked on it, and I found a solution, and I decided, okay, now I found the solution, I need to keep at it. So this is how your journaling can help. It can make your thoughts clear in your mind.
And it's nice to do it at the end of the night also, because very often I personally, I don't know if that's for everyone, but it's like the last thoughts that are running through your head is the ones that you will take with you to sleep. And if you go to sleep with a mindfulness and a positive point of view and a sort of recounting the good things that happen, then you're not likely to have nightmares at night. It's like when I think probably the worst things I've done before going to sleep is either having an argument with someone and not resolving it, or watching a really terrible movie that scared the hell out of me, or watching my phone and going through the news just before going to bed, or being in the middle of like a work stress where you're trying to solve a problem. Like all of these things are just, you're basically what you're doing, you're just left hanging, and then probably just like subconsciously the whole night you keep trying to solve that problem, and you wake up the next morning utterly exhausted.
Yeah.
So I like what we've
You are
been
losing
doing.
on all fronts.
Yeah.
You are losing your sleep.
Yeah.
You are not resolving a matter. And
No,
with
not
the
at all.
person or whoever the person is,
Yeah.
The reason behind that worry in your mind, you are not being in good communication with them as well.
Yeah.
So
I mean
everything's missing.
that only stems from the fact if it bothers you, then obviously you love that person, and if there's something not resolved, then it's not nice to leave that hanging ever. But I thought it was very interesting because we became very mindful of this particular point before going to sleep. We might listen to some music, or we might be writing or reading. But ever since that time, I just, then there's obviously the usual things where you don't eat just before going to bed, and the physical things, but in your mind, your mind needs to be at peace before you can actually have a peaceful
No,
sleep.
that's because everything we think about throughout the day, you don't think about it only once.
No, it keeps going.
It keeps coming
Yeah,
back.
that's right.
So if you're thinking about a negative thing, that will at some point, in turns, it will come back.
Yeah.
So what happens that it's a negative loop. And also if you're going to bed with a negative thought or about a worry or
Yeah.
thinking about someone or being a little upset about something or someone,
Yeah.
you go to bed with that, your mind is processing that's the last thought, and
Yeah.
and you wake up with that negative feeling.
Yeah.
You'll feel that there's something you won't feel right about.
Yeah.
Initially you won't be able to feel because what goes on in your mind when you're sleeping you don't know, but that's what you wake up with. So
Yeah.
this is very important, why the good things that happen in your life or throughout the day, even if it's just one thing that happened that was positive, just
Yeah.
think about it
Yeah.
and go to bed with that, and that's your highlight of the day.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and that's also the motivation to work in that direction. Something, if you're something looking for some kind of motivation, that's one way of doing it too.
Yeah, absolutely.
We still have quite a lot of people who are
Yeah.
still listening to us.
Yeah, it's
Thank
great.
you
Nice.
for
Nice to have
listening and
you.
tuning in. Thanks. Always nice to have you.
Yeah.
But if we could hear from you as well, whoever you are, and you'd like to leave your input, you can dial the number, give us a call. And we have a message in the meantime from
Suman.
Sumandash.
He says, I like your method, Ershad. As you're saying earlier, face the problem. How about to get rid of workplace stress, which ruins your family life and your night's sleep? Absolutely.
Okay, let me share my own experience with that. Main thing is that if that's first thing you mention, which ruins your family life and your night sleep, you're holding on to the job. Most of the time, anyone, whoever that is, say for example, it's someone outside, it's not you, it's not me, someone else, just a scenario. Most of the time we go to work because it provides some kind of security, because that pays your bill, and you need that when you have a family, you need that job. But the thing is, if that's that's in conflict with your family life, that's your number one priority, because end of the day your job will change and your work will change, even you'll change the place where you live in, everything, but your family, your children, no matter what, they will be the people who will be around you. And sometimes what happens, the people who care for us most, we don't think they are the last always in our mind that we think about caring. So you are worried about your boss, probably you're worried about a nagging colleague or a superior at work, but you're bringing that problem at home. You're troubling your wife, you're not behaving well with your kids, or probably not responding well with your wife because you're troubled, you're stressed. Who are you affecting the most? Your wife and your children, they care for you the most. That person at work, your boss, be it your boss, your colleague, or whoever, they don't really have anything to do with you. Otherwise, they wouldn't have behaved with you that way. And because of those people who care about you, you're not behaving well with them. That's the biggest loss, one thing. And the second one is that if you think that that's something putting you down and your health, you won't get it back. But I'm sure anyone in the world, if you come out of your job, yeah, definitely. Think about COVID. That was an example, 2020. You have been through a lot of problem. Everyone, many people came out of their job, lost their jobs. Many people had these issues. Many people didn't have any support. They didn't know what to do. Even in Bangladesh, many people, musicians, no concerts, nothing. People survived. I mean, something that doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger, right? Yeah. I mean, that's true. So your decision should be, you face it, you bring it to the attention of the people who can take care of the situation. But unfortunately, if that's the person who's pushing you and that's the person you need to go to, then you have no other solution other than coming out and living it. In the meantime, I would suggest if you're not happy, don't carry on with that. Find other options. That's the worst thing you can do. I had faced one in my life as well. One of my colleagues, I mean, we're in the management team. I had another colleague of mine who was really toxic, always create problems for me and make things hard for me. And even I walked out of the situation many times saying that even I brought it. At some point, I thought there were team members, there are other managers as well who joined forces with me saying that, Ershad, let's do it. We'll do that. And I thought, okay, we are doing it. Then at some point, when the time came, I was again on my own. All these people, they thought, okay, probably it's not right for us. So I had taken the action. I brought it to the attention of the human resources, brought to the attention of the CEO, and I went to the top, the general manager and everyone. I got everyone involved. I said, this is the situation, whatever is going to happen. And also in this country, you have employment tribunal as well. So if you are, I don't know how you're affected or anyone you're talking about are affected. So your priority is your family, your priority is your health, your priority is your mental balance. Once you come out of that, you'll realize how good you can do and the positive changes in your life. Because in my situation, when I had that meeting, I had put everything in writing, whatever was bothering me. And this meeting had happened and it was such a nice company and people were so nice. They also said, Ershad, first of all, you go on a 7-day holiday. I was sent on a holiday just because of the stress I was going through. Because there are regulations in this country where you are. And if you go through the right channels, you'll find the solutions for you. And all the stress you're going through, there you can redress the situation. And if you, even after that, if you don't like it, one thing, it's a crime to put up with, if someone is not treating you well and put up with that, it's a crime. I mean, it's against yourself and towards you. You're doing something, you're not doing something right for yourself. Because you are a human being, you should be able to know about, you should be very aware of your self-worth. Self-worth is what you're about, what you look like, where you come from. You should be proud of that. You should be okay with that. And if you're not, then you're letting other people do whatever they like. And if they're not okay with themselves, they have problems, they can't bring it onto you and they can make you suffer. Either you take action, you stand up against it, it might cost you your job, but is it the only job in the world? Question yourself. You might find another one, definitely. Start looking for it. First, find a solution for that. Can you take any action rather than just every day face it and come home stressed and give the problems, just download it onto your children and your wife? Because they don't deserve it. They wait for you all day. And if you don't take proper action, you're losing these people as well. Probably you won't lose them, but you are vicariously, you're making them suffer.
I think one of the things that was really good in the very beginning that we talked about quite a lot actually was choose how much energy you want to spend on fixing a situation and to what degree is it going to affect you doing so. So you have a situation at work, like you can put in all the energy and fix it and make it better, but how much of your energy are you going to spend on fixing it, and is it worth your time? Because in the end of the day, as we always say, the one most precious commodity is time, and that's what you have. And I know your wife because I met her, and I can see she's a lovely lady because we were talking to them. And if you have a good partner, they will listen to you, they will pull you through it, because that's the whole point of being a partnership. But to the degree that it actually poisons the whole situation, that's where you have to choose good. This is actually just too much, or you know what, I'm going to deal with this, and we're going to actually solve this for everyone else. Because that's the question in the end. Is it going to make a difference and actually tip over the scales, or are you just going to go down on it, and is it just not worth it in the end?
Everything works out.
Yeah, it will work out.
I have learned in my over the years, many things. Initially, I used to, I'm talking about, say, 10 years back, 15 years back, things would make me stress. And I was like, oh my God, what's going to happen? How am I going to deal with this? Every single thing. I would be always walking on eggshells. But then I slowly learned, there's a solution for all the problems. It comes out. All you have to do, you have to know that you'll find a solution.
Yeah.
Once you build that muscle within you, you don't get that worried. And trust me, if you feel like everything you tried, it didn't work out, you leave the job, it will work out.
Yeah.
You won't suffer. Probably there will be inconveniences for 7 days, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. You'll definitely find something.
Yeah, because also the sheer change of having gotten rid of that negativity in your life is going to raise you so much that you're going to find ideas and come up with solutions which before you would have not been able to think of because you were so mired into the problem. It's going to just go bang and like, oh my God, I didn't look at that before. I've had that numerous times where you think, this is impossible. And then you walk away from it and go, oh my God,
No, we as humans, we're prone to get stuck with the status quo.
Yeah.
Say we have something, we get comfortable with the situation, even if the other things are not going well.
Even if we have to suffer.
We have to suffer. We are like, okay, I'm comfortable in the security of knowing that, the familiarity, that I know everything, how it's done, where it is.
Which is nothing wrong with, by the way, if you're happy in doing that. But if you're not happy in doing that, that's a problem.
Also, the thing is that, and we are always scared of changes.
Yes.
Like you're thinking, oh my God, if I leave this job, what's the new place would be like? What if it's the same? You don't know yet, and you're imagining it, and it could be the same. You have, again, another option.
Yeah.
And life, you don't have to get yourself stuck at the expense. Always you have to make sure if something interferes with your family life, if something interferes with your health, I think that's a big no-no.
Yeah.
Always refuse to accept that and find another way. There's no way why you should carry on with that.
Yeah.
That's my thing. And that's the only thing I would say.
Yeah.
There's no point because you won't get this life back.
No.
So if you are taking the step, say, it would weigh you down. You'll see the difference in your health. If you're not sleeping well, how can you operate the next day? You slowly, the stress of work plus the crankiness that you get from insomnia.
Yeah.
That's another thing.
I know, it's true.
So,
plus you're not thinking straight at that point. I find that when I'm not sleeping well and you go down, I start to drink more coffee, which means I'm more on edge. And then as a result of being more on edge, I make less, straight decisions. And then my not so straight decisions cause situations, which then cause me to worry more. Then you go to bed late again
it's
trying
a domino
to...
effect.
It's ridiculous, actually.
So one thing leads to another. So main thing is that take stock of things.
No experience in that at all.
Yeah. Just take stock of things.
Yeah.
Everyone has their own experience.
No, I know.
So just think where you are now, and it's interesting thing. It's a famous book, 4-Hour Workweek, Tim Ferriss. He had this thing called fear setting. We are talking about just whatever you are scared of, face it.
Right.
So
face it and embrace it.
Face and embrace it.
Face
so
and embrace.
You think about, what am I scared of? If this job, I'm suffering so much. What am I scared of leaving it? Just make a list of things. And then find out, okay, these are the reasons I'm scared of. It could be you're scared of the change. It could be you're scared of leaving that security and the comfort that, okay, it's paying the bills and everything. And make a list of things. Okay, if I leave it, what are the consequences? If I don't find a job for a month or something, how am I going to tackle the situation? Make your plans. So when you have the plans, then you get stronger. So anything that makes you feel that you're not ready yet, you're uncomfortable, work in that area. Build your skills in that area, wherever you are struggling with. This is what I do journaling about too.
Yeah.
Every time I'm facing some kind of problem, the mental issues, and I'm not finding a solution, and it's weighing me down, I start writing about it.
And you also listen to a lot of podcasts
Yeah,
of different people.
I
You just
read-
look at the subjects and you find things about it, and you always come up with these little gems of cool information.
That's the thing. I mean,
very, very
if
nice,
you listen
actually.
to
and we share
the
them.
people who are specialists in those things,
Yeah.
you learn from them, and you get good reading list as well. And I do my own reading and writing, and find a time to do a bit of reading on the things. It's not all about news. Most of the people I've seen, many people are really fanatic about reading the newspaper. There are many productive people who are totally given up reading any newspaper
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
Because if it's too important, it will come to you, and you know about
it's
this.
true. You will find out.
No,
if it's something you actually need to know, you will find out
Yeah.
on some channel. It will come either through a friend or
Like
whatever.
I learned today, people might be laughing at me now if I say that, but it came to me somehow that the new variant, it might infect people who already are double vaccinated.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So I didn't really, but there are people who knew this before me probably, but I didn't know, but it came through me.
Yeah.
I didn't have to read the news for that. I would rather spend the time reading something that would be useful to me and give me some wisdom in any way. It could be about science, it could be about philosophy, it could be about psychology, whatever that is, wherever your interest lies.
Yeah.
You can read about that.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Hope, Shanto, it gave you some idea. I'm not saying
Elaborating answer.
I'm not a solution giver or something, but from my own experience, I'm talking as well because I've been through it, and it helped me.
Yeah,
I
me too.
found a whole new direction, trust me, and it makes you feel good because you are standing up for yourself, because there's no one else who will help you if you don't help yourself.
Yeah.
So when you can help yourself, you feel stronger.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Yeah. Cool. And part of that is also following sort of your own goals and your own purpose, and for you set out what it is that you want to do. You know, like you really got me to focus on my work as an artist, and it's been, you know, my photography jobs and my painting jobs and my commissions and all that. It's all just sort of it started rolling, and now I'm learning how to do graphic design, which is, you know, I've now started working as a graphic design artist, and it's just exciting, very exciting.
That's very important, where your expertise lies and what you're passionate about.
Yeah.
If you keep on ignoring it, that's the worst.
Yeah.
Because end of the day, what matters most is how much you loved, and how willfully and how meaningfully you lived, and how gracefully you let go. So that's where Shanto gracefully let go of the worries that's bothering you at the moment. And we have few viewers. I can see Shutapa Paul, she has joined. Welcome to Knowing Who You Are. Sunday live stream, we had Prince as well who joined.
Nice.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah, great.
So yeah, we're talking about a few issues today, but things are coming up because Shumon has asked a question that was really nice. A1 presentation, best wishes, Bhaiya. He's an amazing singer, by the way.
Great.
He's in London, Said Alam Prince. He probably in London or in America, I'm not sure. I'm a bit confused because he had plans of going to the US. So that's the idea. So, knowing who you are today, we wanted to talk about stop talking about each other, start talking to each other.
Start talking to each other.
Start talking to each other.
Yeah, you did say that. Sorry.
Yeah.
I was...
So that's the thing. We always judge people, criticize people, talking behind people's back, rather than talking to people and sorting the problems, having the communication going, and finding out the real reason for whatever is going on in what's the reason behind how they're acting. So we tend not to follow up on that, and we don't find the answers. So this is one of the things. It's very important, and I wanted to know from your experience, because we experience it every day.
Yeah.
Because one thing that happens, as I was saying, a nervous system, sympathetic response, straight away You will have the negative loop first, thinking why he or she didn't do that, why they didn't. I'm expecting them to do a certain things in a certain way. They didn't do it, but then you don't have control over that. You'll always feel that, but your control is the response. How you respond to it. Put yourself in their shoes.
Yeah.
And just put yourself in their position as well, rather than trying to put them in the position. So the thing is, you stop judging about people, have more communication. And we are having this. So anyone who's saying good things, say it's a positive comment. Definitely we appreciate it. And definitely people who might not like it and might not like the show as well.
That's okay.
That's okay as well, because that's something I felt, because most of the time the fear I'm talking about, most of the time we are scared of doing things because what people would think. But you need to, going back to Shanto's thing again, when we are sure about our self-worth and we are comfortable about what we are, where we come from, where we are, how we look and everything, you know, you're sure about your self-worth, no matter what people think, what people say, it doesn't bother. And you want to do something, you might never be ready until you start it. Because when you start, you learn from your mistakes, you can keep getting better. You will never plan to get better than you start. It never happens like that.
Shifat is saying my connection keeps coming and going, and on my phone today, my phone is lacking communication. Well, your phone is being a naughty via.
Yeah, Shifat, stop talking about it. Try to communicate. Start talking to your phone.
Give it a kiss.
Yeah, give it a kiss. Or just hold it in the sky, you know, try to find where the
That's why
Wi-Fi
I
is
used
better.
to do that when I have my phone. Sometimes I would put my hand up like an antenna for, you know, it actually worked a few times, but it had probably nothing to do with the phone or my arm.
I remember when many people, I don't know if, do you know if Orange still is in operation in England? I haven't
think
seen.
so.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
So when Orange came, first of all, I mean, many years ago, I'm talking about probably 16, 17 years ago. When they first came, I bought Orange. They didn't have a really good coverage all around London, let alone England.
Oh no.
So I mean, nothing against Orange. Please don't sue me or anything. So I remember one of my friends had Orange as well. So every time there's a phone call, they would walk around the house, find where the network is good.
Oh, no.
And sometimes just all day, whenever there's a phone call, by the window, open the window and sit by the window, get some air, you know. Oh my God. So yeah, Shifat, you can try doing that. And also
That's funny.
start talking to each other, to your phone. Stop talking about the phone.
We were not talking about machines when we were bringing that up today.
Well, you know, I try to...
Mind you, no, but have you ever noticed that when you're in a stressful situation and you have a piece of equipment in front of you, or I have that anyway, when you're stressed and you're pissed off about something, somehow equipment around me stops working as well. It's very funny. So I have this thing that if my computer gets completely frozen, it's normally because I'm hungry. So I just go eat something. But it has to do there's some sort of an energy there that you're imposing on this piece of mechanical stuff. It has to be.
No, that's one of the ways as well. When
Yeah.
even say, for example, two people and you find you are in a tense situation, one of the ways of diffusing it is to take yourself out of the situation first.
Yeah.
And before you respond to it, just look it from outside.
Yeah.
Or have a look at it just for a few moments and think before you open your mouth and respond. So then you can diffuse the other person because they're not getting a chance. Some people can get rather aggravated.
Yeah.
Why did you walk away from me? You know?
Yeah.
But that's their thing. But if you don't push it, if you don't
Yeah.
add fuel to it, at some point it will go
Yeah.
down. It will be
Yeah,
decreased.
I've done that a few times actually. In fact, I have been in a situation where I was literally head to head with someone else, and I remember telling the person, "This is not resolving. I'm gonna actually go away because clearly whatever I'm saying, this is not happening right now. So I'm gonna go away, and we're gonna talk in about an hour." And within 10 minutes, we were having coffee and we were laughing about it. It was stupid, right? But the heat of the moment.
No, it's very important, very
Painful.
valuable. It's lovely to see how many comments we have
I
so
know, it's
far
very
today
cool.
of all these people who
Yeah.
are leaving these lovely comments and adding really a lot of value to it. As I
Yeah.
can see, this community, I mean, this it's so gratifying to
It
see
is,
this
yeah.
community being built
Very
slowly,
nice.
even though even younger kids as well, they
know,
are
I
part of the
know.
community and they have their inputs too.
Mm-hmm.
Like our 8-year-old Imam Shifat's son,
Yeah.
he has his input
Mm-hmm.
through his journal.
Yeah.
How amazing is that?
Yeah.
And
Very cool.
it's important that our next generation get involved in this activity and they learn something from it. And
Yeah.
if we can have some positive impact in their lives in some positive way, that's really would be good.
Yeah.
So we have another 10-12 minutes before we end the show for today's live stream. So people can still, you have the number there. If you want to give us a call from any part of the world, you can use WhatsApp 00447308192 and you can call us directly on that number if you're in England. And we were talking, today's topic, it was stop talking about each other, start talking to each other. So
I think people are not calling because they're talking to each other.
yeah, probably that's a good thing. So we keep talking to each other
we can
too.
talk to each other as well.
Why do you think I have you on the show? So anytime, even though I keep talking throughout the show the most, and I hope you don't mind.
No. It's your show.
No, it's not about my show.
No, but the point is, the thing, you have a very good point, and obviously when you're talking, it's important that people really understand that if I feel I can contribute to it, then I will add to it. You know what I mean? And you always ask me for my input
it's fine.
anyway.
It's
Yeah,
fine.
no, I'm totally cool. Totally fine.
And even though I feel that I'll every now and then when I get tired, I'll pass it over to her. But most of the time, even when I'm
You don't
tired,
get
I'm
tired.
like, okay.
You don't get tired at all. I mean,
Start
you don't. You have so much energy. Which
Oh
is
my
really
god,
good.
I built my muscle doing like 3-hour live TV shows,
I can imagine.
Just
Yeah, but
talking-
that was live. That's on TV.
talking to the camera.
Yeah. Oh
That's
my
how I
God.
did it. So that's how I got
At least
stronger.
we get to have a good time over here. It's like,
Yeah, that's
I mean,
my
this is
thing.
literally like us just being in our living room, sitting, having, whatever.
On top of that, we can. Hi guys,
Hey,
just join.
Sarah.
Sarah, say hello to
Sarah.
us. Pick up the phone. I think you're done with your evening shift.
The girls having gone to bed now.
Yeah. So we were talking about a very interesting topic today. Sarah, if you had missed it, it was about stop talking about each other, start talking to each other. So stop judging people, have the negative loop in your mind and imagining what other people are doing, what's the reason behind it. Rather than thinking that, start communicating with people and trying to find the actual reason. So because we suffer more in our imagination than in reality.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Sarah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's there. Okay. High
awesome.
fives. Lot of high fives. So, Sarah, any new improvement or progress on the journal? Because we have decided we'll start talking about journals. Every week, we'll talk about our journals as well, what we write. What a great topic. Thank you. So, you can add some, you can definitely have some inputs in it. We already had talked about a lot of interesting things today. A lot of questions came through the comments and we tried to discuss them. So, if you want to share a few of your experiences, how you deal with it, because it's very important that even when you are in that environment, when people are talking about each other or about someone else, you're in the middle of it. You are in that negative environment and you're absorbing that information, even unwillingly. You don't want. But then in time, you start acting the same way, you start copying their actions. So that's why they say you can't change your friends, but you can change your friends. Did you get it?
No.
Well, your friends, however they are, you
Yeah.
can't change them, right?
Yeah.
But you have.
Oh, I see.
You can change.
You can't change them, but you can change who you want as your friends.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah,
that's
I mean,
things.
I think naturally when you're kind of like a generally, like we have an expression in Holland called which is soort zoekt soort, which means type looks for type. So you have a certain type that will look for another type similar to them. And so I mean I think our entire community is a good example of they're all upbeat, positive, wanting to change things. You know, I mean, all of our friends
Also,
are like
exactly,
that
yeah.
basically. And if we're not really talking to them, it's probably because they're not really like that. But
Yeah, I mean they are good in their own way,
Yeah.
probably. Yeah.
yeah, well, not everyone has
Yeah.
to be like that. Like I know a lot of people that are very sort of they like the quiet, sort of non-bubbly, non-outgoing, very intellectual and deep, and sometimes extremely negative. Like they thrive on the negativity. Good, if that's their thing, that's their thing. It's just not for me.
Yeah.
So
No, that's true.
anyway, yeah. That's
So
just
yeah,
me.
Sarah, we have a few more minutes left. If you want to give us a quick call, and if you have any input towards that topic that we had discussed today, but we ended up veering off in a lot of different directions.
It's been really
Interesting
exciting.
thinking. Yeah, I loved it because Shumon had really positive things that he had
Yeah.
done. He had literally steered us to a direction where I could talk about a lot of other things as well, and also share my experiences, my life experiences.
And then we had the subject of of returning things that are found and being honest from Babu Bablu. He gave a really good, nice story about honesty.
And funny thing was that he was in a live environment where he was like, funnily enough, I can't call, but I'm in a birthday party where everyone is talking about each other or someone else.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's better to keep yourself away, change the topic, and distract them or direct them to a different directions when people are not talking about each other or someone else. It's not really, it doesn't help you. Main thing, it's not about good or bad.
And you know what I noticed, because I used to actually do it every now and then when we're traveling on the bus and like, oh my god, look at that person, what they're wearing, blah blah blah. But I've noticed in the last number of months we're now like, wow, look at that person, that's really brave that he's got green hair and blah
Same
blah
thing,
blah.
you're talking, but
we
now
don't do it anymore.
you see them in positive light now.
No, completely.
Yeah,
I really,
that's the important thing.
It's not ridicule or
That's courage.
judge. It is, and I've even as of late, like when I'm having with clients, for different jobs, I speak to them. I'll notice, like, there was a girl the other day. She was purple hair, and she looked like goth beyond anything, and green and nails, and a t-shirt was like with skulls, and I was like, wow. And I said, you are so brave for wearing what you're wearing. And she was the sweetest girl. She's like, oh, thank you. I spent 3 hours of my hair today. I'm like, my God, you look amazing. She did look amazing.
That's confidence, and she's probably she has all the confidence about herself.
But she was a little
uncertain. She doesn't
uncertain.
care about other
and
people's judgment.
But while she did, the thing is, she put it on, and I think she was deep down inside still quite afraid. So when I said that, her little voice was like, oh, thank you, I put so much time into this. Yes, I was, and I could see the relief. It's great.
I have to watch the program from the start. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tyra, what you have to do, bit of a disclaimer, what Shifa pointed out, today, first few minutes, you'll see my mouth moving, but no sound coming. It's only guitar and the background music. So don't get scared. You are fine, and your hearing is okay too.
Phone.
It's not your fault.
It's not your phone.
Our mic was muted. So we realized that after Shifa has sent a message. So we talked you just have to drag a little bit. You'll find a point when you can actually hear us talk.
About 2 minutes into it,
probably. Yeah, I think more than
a little bit more.
3, 4. I'm worried about that. So people
God.
don't. Okay.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
Sarah got the message. So we had a lovely conversation today. Everyone who had joined, and Sarah had finally joined. And Sarah, welcome. And we had very interesting, since you are interested in journaling, Shifat's son, 8-year-old son, Imam, he had shared his journal with us today. Literally, Shifat read it out. And what he's doing, he's using all the big words, the vocabulary wise. That was a new word he's learning. He's using them in his journal. Like he had shared 4 new words with us that he's been learning, or he has learned, and he's been using them, putting them in action. So yeah, that's how he's remembering it. So that's one way of journaling. And say for me, any problem I face, I want to tackle it or to clear my thoughts through journaling. Esther likes to keep her memories through it. So there's an entry. I used to think every time she could tell, 20th of July, we did this. 21st of December, that happened.
Yeah.
And this, I would think, oh my God, I don't remember. Even say, for example, after 3 days, if you ask me, which date was Eid on? I will be like, no, I don't remember. But she remembers. So that's one of the positive sides of her journaling. So we all have different interesting things that we...
And I like putting positive thoughts for the future there as well. In fact, I found a letter that I wrote to my father when I was 7 years old, and it was actually in one of my journals, and it says, "Dear Daddy, I just remembered, I just had a memory, or I just had a thought about something that happened when I was a baby, However, I am now a 7-year-old lady, and I'm writing this letter to you. I'm very grateful that we're such good friends. Much love, your daughter Esther.
Oh my
I'm a
God.
7-year-old lady.
7-year-old lady.
Oh my God. And I had some sort of memory from when I was a child or something, but now I'm all grown up. I
Oh
thought
my
that was
God.
very funny. Anyway.
Yeah, you're exceptional, you know that. Unique.
I think I'm going to bring some of my old diaries from when
You
I was a
should,
kid.
yeah.
and we're going to
You
read
should
those
share
out.
those pages where your mom did some drawing as well. I've seen.
Yeah.
Those would be some
Really.
inspiration for the younger kids as well.
Yes,
They would
exactly.
like, and even for their parents, they
Yeah.
would find some direction as well.
Yeah.
So, on that note, Saira is already on board. So is Shifa.
Yeah.
And Shumon is really doing great.
Yeah.
Congrats to him
Nice.
for all the things that he's doing. And I hope you'll take action towards anything or whoever the problem the person was having. You would take care of
Yeah.
that one too.
Yeah.
And Sarah is saying, can I just say I'm loving the yellow t-shirts today. Esther looked absolutely gorgeous. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Oh, God. It's too much.
Oh my God. You just made this 7-year-old lady embarrassed.
Thank you.
Imam, thank you so much,
Oh.
uncle and auntie.
That's
Oh,
really nice.
Inam.
Inam. Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Yes.
So I was saying Imam, so it's
Yeah.
Inam.
Inam. Okay.
My bad, Shifat.
And Inam, very, very well done for remembering those good words, for writing your diary, and for being part of our show.
And keep writing incessantly.
Yes.
No more despondence.
Yes.
And
Don't get exasperated.
Yep. And what was the last word?
It's 4.
What's the last one? I remember 3. Yeah. Okay,
funny.
probably Idam can.
Despondent, exasperated.
Despondent, exasperated. What was that? I already said that.
Yeah, you did. Oh, okay.
Okay.
There's such big words we don't even
No,
remember.
incessant.
Incessant.
Yeah, incessant.
Incessant, despondent, exasperated, and...
I don't know. I forgot.
Okay.
But yeah,
Well done.
well done. Well done. You can remind us. We still have a few more minutes. Oh, by the way, yeah, I think it's 8 o'clock now. We would like to finish today's show, and this week's live stream we had a ball. It was amazing, and everyone who joined, and thanks for your input. Yeah, tribulation, trials and
Don't you
tribulation.
have some pictures to share?
Oh no, Shifa, that's trepidation.
Trepidation.
Trepidation, not tribulation. But that's
cool
not
word.
the word.
Cool word.
Yeah, but that was trepidation. That was fear.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Trepidation.
trepidation.
Okay.
So yeah, we have 5 words now. Shifa had a new word for us. So
But we did something really fun this week, actually. We went out and we basically decided we're going to design our perfect Christmas tree. And we basically went to a ton of different shops where we selected exact items that we wanted to have on our Christmas tree.
I think before we leave, since she brought it up,
Yeah.
we should share it with you. So
Yeah.
are you ready? So I'll start with all in sequence, the tree and what we did and
Yeah.
everything we'd like to
It
share
was
with
really
you.
nice, actually.
So first, the finished tree.
Yeah. Yay! And that is mulled wine, by the way.
So that's mulled wine,
very
and
nice.
that's after the tree trimming was done. We were sitting there, and that's the tree.
Yeah.
And my favorite,
Oh my God. Such a funny bulb.
my
He
favorite
picked it himself.
bulb. Look at that! How cool is this? And then that's us.
Yay. We're
What?
getting ready more than a month before
Yeah,
Christmas.
we are gone slowly. It's like Invisible Man. Slowly we are going away.
And then we've got lots of presents already ready to go. And that's us, Esther
That's-
and Ershad in harmony.
Yeah, that's
Me with the little pigtails. In fact, I should have pigtails next one.
as Esther and Ershad, and you see them
Yeah,
in human form as well on top.
yeah,
And that's my favorite cat.
yeah.
And yeah, the gifts and that's the
It's
tree
very nice.
trimming evening we
Yeah,
had.
we went out the whole day. It was really nice. And we selected exact things. So now we have lots of different things that represent parts of our life and part of things, also really just random things, which are just really funny.
So yeah, that's all for this week.
Yeah, it
Thanks
was
for bringing it up. so
Yeah.
we could share it with everyone.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you. Glad you liked it.
Yeah, and we will do a special Christmas Knowing Who You Are, I think, at some point.
We are planning.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens, but I think it's doable. 25th,
I
there
think it's
won't
a
be anything.
Sunday.
Yeah,
I think it's a Sunday. It's Christmas
Yeah.
Day. Oh my God.
because your European Christmas will be on the 24th,
Yeah, no,
25th.
yeah, yeah.
We would have the
Yeah,
English
we
one.
should see what happens.
Yeah, we'll
Maybe we
do.
can do it earlier in the afternoon or something.
Okay. So on that note, this week's Sunday live stream, we finish here. And thanks to everyone who had their amazing inputs today. All the messages, all the comments. It's so inspiring.
And we're happy with the good things
We
that
learn
you're
with
doing.
you.
Yes.
We learn
yes,
from
it's
you.
Fun. It's
We all
fun.
learn together, and the things we find the solutions together.
Yeah.
That's what knowing who you are is all about.
Yeah. And we also want to say thank you to anyone who's going to watch this show afterwards when it's already been posted. You two are valuable listener with us. We like your comments. We like to hear what you like to discuss with us. And we hope that you enjoy the show.
What's the timing you prefer, Sarah? Let us think about
Yeah,
it.
give us a time. What is the time? So let's do a message here to everyone. If you would like the show to be at another time, it should be on a Sunday. Would you like it at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock?
Oh my God, you have a lot of options.
I know. I mean, you know,
You
it's
didn't
like,
even ask me.
sorry.
After 8, okay.
Producer of the show.
Okay.
Wow.
After 8.
Okay, I mean that would be cool too,
I
actually.
mean,
yeah,
yeah.
for all mums and kids who've gone to bed at that point. The only thing is where this becomes an issue is that Bangladesh is not going to be able to participate at that
That's
point
the thing.
because they are 6 hours ahead. So
We so far didn't have that many participation. No, we had a lot of messages from Bangladesh here and there.
Yeah, yeah.
But the thing is that's one of the reasons why I keep it in the middle, so people in Bangladesh can join as well. That's the idea, but that's a good idea. We got the suggestion. Let's see.
we can do it 6 in the morning as well.
Okay.
You'll get up.
That'll be a reason, and I'll do my thing. How I said, how to get yourself away from the just pressing the snooze
Or
button.
people can watch it while they're in bed.
We can start the live in bed as well.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh no. No. Not without hair and makeup.
Okay, yeah. That's the reason why you won't be there. So I'll
Definitely
get
not,
up
definitely
slowly.
not.
Yeah. We'll do Big Brother show then. Live. Okay, so on that very happy note.
Good morning, everyone.
Yeah, oh my god. What have you done, Sarah? So on that happy note, can we go towards finishing?
Yeah,
I've been
I'm
trying to do
I'm
that
sorry,
for the
you've
last
been
10
trying-
minutes.
I'm sorry, dear. Yes. Yes, dear.
Okay,
Yes, dear.
no, it's all right. We are happy to be here
Yes.
because everything that we had done by prolonging this conversation, we had done, like we shared the tree, we had Sarah's suggestion,
Yeah.
we got to think more, we spend some more time here in front of the camera. So on that happy note, today's Sunday live stream of Knowing Who You Are, we'd like to sign off today. And thanks to everyone who had joined us, who had made their positive contribution. Thanks to all the younger kids as well who are joining.
Yeah.
8-year-old Inam
Yeah.
and his mom,
Yeah.
Sarah,
And everyone else who left really
Babu
nice,
Bablu,
very
Shimon,
nice messages. It was
Simon,
really good to hear
Geeta,
from you.
everyone.
Yeah.
So thanks to you. We'll see you again next week soon.
Yeah.
And till then, we'd like to
Sign off for today?
Sign off for today.
Good night.